All right, greetings, greetings. I really hope that my audio is working. I am just trying to get set up here and make sure that I know what I am doing because I do not go live very often. I also want to put this on Instagram. All right, let's see if we can handle both of these at the same time. I am a little bit early, but that's okay. And I know that it is very early Eastern Standard Time, but it is like 6:30 here. And so this is about as late as I could schedule it because I still have night medication to take and I still like to be in bed as soon as I can. So most importantly, I just wanted to create a living document, a documentation, if you will. So some ladies wrote to me and let me know that they did have questions, but the timing was off. So I'm going to definitely try and get into those. And I am going to definitely also try to make sure, not try, but I'm going to leave all the information that I'm talking about underneath this video. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about my situation. Um, I dealt with fibroids for about, I think I would say about 10 years. When I was in the States, I would go to the doctor and I would be constantly told that they were too small to remove, which now is very suspicious to me. I think I could have acted on this much, much sooner. Um, I would go for months of not having a cycle for about, hi, sweetie. I would go for months of not having a cycle for maybe anywhere from 2 to 10 months. Go to the doctor, be put on birth control, and still that would be it. Like in the US, I was just kind of getting shoved aside repeatedly. It was only when I went to Mexico and went to a doctor where somebody finally told me, like, you need to have these removed immediately. And he was like, you need to have them removed in the next year. So I definitely decided to get my ass in gear. I would go through phases of shrinking my fibroids. So, I actually used to give workshops on fibroid shrinking. It is possible. I have done it. You have to be very vigorous with it. You have to keep up on it. I think that I personally got to a phase in my life where my self-care, my stress levels were just higher than my self-care. And so I think that they grew really fast and they just kind of got out of control. So I am definitely not against natural methods. But I think that we as women need to make sure that we are not judging anybody for anything that they decide to do to take care of their health. And I will also be going back to those natural methods now to make sure that I, am trying to prevent them from regrowing. So I just want to be open about the fact that I'm not, pro surgery or pro natural healing. I think that creates a lot of division within this community, and I think that it stops people from actually getting the help that they need with all this like judgment that we put on ourselves and on each other as women. Um, so I found out that I needed surgery like pretty much as an emergency. Over the past year, it was definitely clear. My weight had become an issue. I could start to see them and feel them over the past few years. There's nothing worse than somebody commenting on your weight and you're like, it's actually tumors. It's not, it's not my belly. It's actually just my tumors that you're commenting on, but thanks. So I was here where I am now in India 4 years ago. And this is all just very like fortuitous because I prayed for this. And this is such an amazing experience. So I was here in India where I was 4 years ago, and we were traveling. We stopped to take a rest in this small village for 10 days and just kind of grind and get some work done. And I fell in love with this place. It was just peaceful and calm and a really great, tranquil energy. And the people were so nice and so friendly. And I just had such a beautiful, enlightening experience here. And I remember crying when I left, and I was like, I don't know when or how, but I know that I'm going to come back here. So at that time, I was eating everything in sight in India, and I had gotten just like your regular traveler's belly, right? So um, I the lady that I rented the house from, she ended up calling her sister to the house, and she drove out to bring me medication. And it was a very sweet thing to do for such a simple problem. And so I started racking my brain and praying about, I need the surgery. Where am I going to find this doctor? And so this situation, I wanted a female doctor and I wanted a doctor of color. That's what I was praying for. That's what would personally make me feel heard and understood. So I contacted the woman who owned the house and I said, hey, I remember that your sister is a doctor and I'm looking into medical tourism in India. She's like, okay, what do you need? I'm like, I need a fibroid surgery. She's like, oh, my sister's done that surgery like 2,000 times. So this woman has been performing this surgery since 1985, damn near since I was born. So I start communicating with her. It is absolutely just like so kismet that I had exactly what I wanted in a place that I was already familiar with. I didn't have to worry about, what kind of people are these? If I need something, are they going to take care of me? What does the house look like? Am I going to have to deal with this or that? Like, I already knew all that. I had already stayed here. So it is crazy, right? So I started communicating with her, and she told me everything that I needed to do and explained to me basically I would come here, I would have an exam from her, and then she'd be able to tell me exactly what kind of surgery I was going to need. I did fax over my previous reports, but they were in Spanish. And so it was just best, of course, for her to assess once I got here. The most difficult thing for me personally, because I don't have a partner, is I don't have siblings. My family's 10,000 miles away. And I really did not want my parents to watch me. I didn't want to watch them in pain, watching me in pain, if that makes any sense. I think it would have hurt them more than it hurt me, was finding somebody to come with me. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So I came, I had my surgery, got assessed, scheduled my surgery, had my surgery 7 days ago. I had 10 tumors removed. I was terrified. And when I went into the surgery, I was really terrified that I was really terrified that I was going to wake up and not have my uterus. And my doctor would not give me a guarantee. And she said, I'm going to do my absolute best to save it for you. But if I get in there and it becomes your life or your uterus is going to go. And I at least understood that she understood that this was really important to me and that she was going to do her best. So I'll stand up and kind of let you guys understand what I'm dealing with. So I have an incision from about here to here. So I was basically cut in half. And I am 7 days post-op. I feel fantastic. I feel really, really good. Every day is better. And I am exceeding all of the expectations. I think the reason that has happened for me is that months up into this procedure, I really decided that I had to be, thank you, sweetheart. And I know I don't look that different, but I feel so, so much different because before you even get into losing the weight, you don't have the tumors inside of you anymore. So I feel like I have six pack abs just because I don't feel this like boulders in my stomach all the time. And I felt them as soon as I felt the lack of them as soon as I woke up. Um, but I think the reason that my surgery went so successful, which I really want to stress to anybody that's considering the surgery, is you have to be in a positive state of mind and you have to keep your stress levels down. And so for months leading up to this, I mean, I trying to get a man to understand what this is like or what you're going through is really, really difficult. And so I know that most of my viewers are actually men. Um, but it's not important to you until it's your daughter. It's not important to you until it's your sister. It's not important to you until it's your mother. So, I hope that you all also receive this information because we all need to be understanding of health and what's taking place in each other's bodies. It is very imperative that you keep yourself in a good frame of mind, a positive frame of mind. And it is very important that you keep your stress levels down. And for months, I would just be like, nope, I can't deal with this. I got surgery coming up. I can't handle it. I've ended relationships, friendships, kicked people out of my life because I knew that I had to get through this surgery. And I knew that it was not going to be easy if my blood pressure was shooting up. And the last couple of weeks up until the surgery, of course, like it's coming down to the wire, and everything was a bit crazy, but my blood pressure still remained calm throughout everything. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So I just want everybody to know that I'm doing well. And I also just want people to know that there are options if you are in a situation where you know that you need fibroid surgery. Not every doctor in every other country is going to be some magician or amazing person just because they're not from the States. But at the same point, just like a doctor being in the States does not make them good, a doctor being someplace else does not make them bad. I want to go through the finances with you guys. So this was also a big factor for me because I couldn't afford to have this surgery in the States. I'm uninsured. I've been gone for damn near 11 years. All I have is an address in the States in a house that I don't live in. So like going back there and dumping $30,000-$40,000 into this is going to be something that I was going to be paying for years. I do live in Kenya, so that is closer to India than, say if you're coming from New York or something like that. So my flight was around $300. Sorry about that flicker. My flight was around $300. So let's say $600 or $700 round trip. To rent the house cost me $250 for the month. My transportation in the country, well, I did, if you guys watch my vlogs, I did hang out in Mumbai and try and also like have some fun before I went under the knife. But just talking about surgery procedures, every time I'm staying about an hour away from the hospital. So every time I need to go there, it costs me $13 round trip to go there. So I've only had to go there like 3 times. My surgery itself cost me about $850. My first round of testing, which was actually doubled because I forgot some of my paperwork. So I did some of my testing twice, and I'm talking like all the blood tests you can imagine, the EKG, the ultrasound for the outside, the ultrasound for the inside, and then I had to repeat some of those. So that was about $45. And then after you leave, you have to pay for like your anesthesia and everything. So that was $90 that I had to pay whenever I checked out of the hospital. And that's it. So that's an insane price for keeping your uterus, right? And improving your quality of health. And I'm only 40 years old. I don't have any children. And even if I don't have any children, I still would like to have that option of having kids. So this was really, really important to me. And yeah, I just know that, it'll make menopause much easier for me as well, if I at least have this intact for a little bit longer in my life. So $2,500 for everything is, about, I'm bad at math, but that's about, I think, what it costs me to be able to do this. So let me see. I have some notes here. I'm trying to stay on track, but y'all know that I am long-winded. And please, if you have questions, let me know what questions you have. So the procedure, what was the procedure actually like? My surgery was supposed to last for 4 hours. It only lasted for 2. It's like my body just decided to throw all the tumors at them. Like it, even when I woke up, I was like, oh, this is not, I haven't been gone for that long. Like this is really fast. Are y'all done? And I think most people are really afraid of the pain, the pain of being cut open. I've not had a child, so I don't know what having a C-section is like. I assume that people assume that it will be similar to that, and that's not something that I can answer because I don't know what that experience is like. All I can tell you is that the first 2 days were the hardest. I was drugged up all the time. I was on an IV drip. I would sleep and eat and eat through my IV. So that was it. And yeah, after that, everything is manageable. I was home let me look at my calendar because I came home early. So I had my surgery on the 22nd. And then I came home on, I know I was home by the 25th. I might have been home by the 24th. I was out of the hospital really, really quickly. So I know that like the idea of being cut open, the idea of having surgery, the idea of a scar. I have tattoos, so I was kind of like, okay, if it's a really bad scar, I'll just get a tattoo over it. As big and wide as my scar is, it doesn't even bother me yet. I don't even know if I want to have a tattoo over it. It's a line, it's a scar, and I'm so grateful that I have my uterus and my health that I don't really care about it. So I think the superficial things about not having the surgery are really just not as important as being healthy and, being intact. You can't bathe for a few days, obviously, because you have a wound. Excuse me. So you just have to kind of towel bath. That's easy enough. I have been alone out of the hospital. So I wanted to continue to be alone at this portion of my journey. So if you are with somebody, if this is the other thing. So if you're coming to India to have this surgery, you need to have somebody with you. And this is what I really didn't understand until I got here because I was very confused. So the cleanliness of the hospital, I totally felt comfortable with. I mean, when I walked in, it smelled like pine sol, and I was like, okay, we good. The hospital here is cleaner than some of the hospitals I've seen on the south side of Chicago. So it's not fancy. It's not going to have a mural by a famous artist and an amazing aquarium like you have in the States with all that money that's wasted. But it's affordable, and it'll, It'll get the job done. The person that you have come with you, it's really important who this person is. It's really important that this person understands what their role is. I feel so strongly about this. I almost want to offer it as a service going forward, because this is one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life, was to come here and have this surgery by myself. Anything could have gone wrong. And I didn't really, I was so determined to have the surgery. I didn't really realize that, I was putting my life in danger, and I would not suggest for anybody else to do that. So I would not, I would, if I were to go back and do that part again, I would bring someone with me. I tried to bring people with me, but that did not work out for a multitude of reasons. So if you are going to bring someone with you, this person needs to be able to stay positive and keep you in a positive mind frame. Especially if you're coming someplace remote like this. If you're going in India to a bigger city, you can find some of these medical tourism companies online. If you're going to Mumbai or Delhi, I wouldn't even have a surgery in Delhi, honestly. Delhi's so crazy, I can't even imagine. But Mumbai is a lovely city, but it's going to cost you more money. So one reason that my surgery was so inexpensive is because I had my surgery I'm in a small place. I'm in southern India, in Kerala, in the district of Thrissur, in a village called Pinekalam. Find it on a map. It's teeny tiny. It's nothing. So that is one reason why it saved me so much money. Okay. The person that comes with you, if you're going to be in a place for a surgery, that person needs to be committed to your healing, right? The last thing you want to be dealing with is somebody that's negative about how there's not shit to do, or how there's only Indian food to eat, or how they're bored. Like, you don't want to deal with superficial problems when you are physically incapable of doing things for yourself. You don't want to deal with somebody that's got a negative attitude, right? Having somebody who's strong enough physically to support you. I have been just tiptoeing my way to the bathroom. Now I can go at almost regular speed, but if you're choosing somebody to come with you, choose somebody who can help you physically to get up. Yeah. Choose somebody who has a positive attitude and knows what they're coming here or wherever you go, knows what they're going to do. And just make sure that it's somebody that you can trust, that's not going to flake out on you. I had 2 people flake out on me to come with me, and it made everything very, very stressful for me in my preparation for this. Somebody who's able to understand that, this can be a life or death situation. You can pass a fibroid through your uterus, and it can put you in critical condition. So, somebody who just understands that it's your life, and taking the situation seriously, not taking the situation as, a vacation time or just something silly, because it's a surgery. It's a surgery, and you're going to need help, and you're going to need support. And if you know me personally, and this is something that you're going through, and you don't know who can come with you, then please reach out to me. I really, really don't want anybody to ever go through the fear that I had on how I was going to solve this problem, the questions that I had on, who, what, when, where, why, where do I begin? How do I afford this? Like, I don't want anybody to ever have to deal with that. And I'm so grateful that my situation worked out as well. I'm going to leave my doctor's name everywhere. I'm on 2 platforms. So I'm going to leave my doctor's name everywhere. And if you have questions after this video, please don't inbox me. It gets a bit overwhelming for me. I would much rather If it's a personal question that you don't want to ask publicly, I understand. But if it's something that you can ask that will benefit other people, please just put it in the chat so that I can respond to it. Please share this video with any of your friends, your family members, anybody that you know that has fibroids, that needs to deal with medical tourism, or doesn't know if it's a safe thing to do. People love to hold on to that one story that we hear about somebody dying in Dominican Republic because they got a BBL. The people that survive and are in better condition in foreign hospitals is much, much greater than the people that have issues. So if you have a question, hi, James, it's okay. Thank you for showing up. It'll have a replay. If you have yes, 2,500, girl, 2,500. If you have questions, please just leave them below so that I can try and, create a list of questions and answer them for people. And thank you guys for watching and for showing up. I appreciate you, and I hope that I got to everybody's questions. I hope that I included everything, but if I need to do this again, I will, because it's really, really important. And I just want everybody to know that I am doing well. I am booked and cleared to fly, so I will be going home soon to my beautiful community to continue my healing, which is what I need. I need lots of love and hugs and support right now from my family back home. So we'll see you soon, Kenya. And thank you guys for all of your support. Prayer is freaking amazing. And I definitely believe that I have been prayed through this. I have been guided through this, through the ancestors, through my friends from, that I see every day and are close to me physically, and my friends from afar. I am super, super grateful for all of the support, because I couldn't have done this by myself. And that is one reason that I have been so transparent about this journey, is because I personally did not have the strength to keep all of this inside and not let anybody know what is going on with me. I would have acted out. I would have been an asshole. I probably still was, but I was doing the best that I could. But I needed that support. And so you guys definitely helped me up. YouTube family also helped me up. So thank you guys so, so much. And I am going to eat some dinner and take my last round of antibiotics and get some rest. And I will see you soon, Kenyans. Love you guys. Take care.